Gary, Phil, and welcome. Today we're going to be taking a look at verse 23 of John chapter 4. Let's go ahead and take a look at the text preceding all of this. Oops. And there we go. Here is our rubric, everything we look for as we go through the text. And now for the poor quality reading. All erketai hora kai nun estin, hote ho alethinoi, proskunetai, proskunesusin toi patri, and pneumati kai aletheia, kai gar ho pater toi utus zete, tus proskununtas autam. Much longer than last week, but that's all right. So Allah, we have our more emphatic, more forceful, solid disjunctive right there with our verb erketai. We've seen this form many times before. Just simple third person singular present, active, and indicative. And then immediately next to it we have ora, hora there with alpha. That's going to be our nominative singular feminine subject. So, but hour comes, a hour comes, or the hour comes. No, there's no article, so indefinite is an option, or just spitting it out there with no article, period. Well, yeah, we can take a look at that later. Hour, for now, comes, kai, and we've got our adverb now, estin. So this one we have from up there, no need to parse it again, is hote. Here we have a word which means when. This is, I think it's also an adverb. Vaguely related. No, it's not vaguely related. It's a standalone thing. This one, I almost said they're related to each other, but no, this is hoti comes from hos and tis combined together. At least that's one of the theories. Whereas hote, that could be from hos as well, but in this case, the more classical conjunction te, as we had kai, de, and te. Those are the three words that meant and. It's a possibility. I have not seen anything to confirm that. I'm just going crazy. Hoi alethinoi, omicron iota there for our nominative plural masculine. So that's our subject. And looking for a verb, proskunetai, that looks initially like it could be a verb. However, note we have this accent right here. If it were a verb, we would actually expect the accent to be over the eta or over the upsilon. But no, it's all the way at the end. So that's actually something we would see rather in a adjective or a noun. So that can't be our verb. And then we've got proskunesusin. Here we have our omicron, upsilon, sigma, movable nu. So we wouldn't want to have two verbs immediately next to each other without some sort of conjunction. So that just confirms that for us. So alpha iota looks like it could be feminine form, or at least it's a feminine noun. But hoi alethinoi, which is an adjective, tells us that proskunetai, its nominative singular form, has eta sigma. So then it's a first declension masculine noun, and these go together. As our subject, proskunesusin, we have our eta there for the change in the vowel, but no augmenting vowel, which means that this is going to be a third person plural future tense, active and indicative. So then we have when the true proskunetai, the true worshippers, worship. And then we have proskuneo takes a dative in the thing worshipped, which we have with the sub iota right there and the iota here at the end of pater, dative singular masculine. The Father, N prepositional phrase, which we see is taking dative as well here. N's right there. And so the function of the dative here is probably going to be a means, worship the Father in the means of the Spirit, or in the manner. That doesn't really make sense. Means is also a little bit odd. But then again, the names of all of these functions that we give in the cases are really constructions of our own, used to best describe what we see there. And there's not always going to be a perfect fit. So, worship the Father in spirit and in truth. Kai and is an option. So we've got gar right there. So and for the Father. Or for also the Father. I think also is going to make more sense. Nominative singular masculine. Toi utus. Here we have omicron upsilon sigma, which is going to be our accusative plural masculine from toi utos, I think is the form. Or could be toi autos. But normally when you have an out as part of the stem with this type of word and it's masculine, the out's going to stick. So probably it's toi aute for the feminine, but toi utos and toi uto for the masculine and the neuter. Zete is our verb. Epsilon iota, third singular, and this is zeteo. You can tell by the circumflex accent there, it's going to be epsilon, epsilon contraction. So present tense still. Active, will, and indicative. For also the Father seeks. And then toi utos means basically such ones, such things. And we've got masculine. We're going to be talking about the worship here, so such ones. We got tous, accusative plural masculine. Proskununtas. Here we have an alpha sigma ending for this participle. As you know from the new tau right there, omicron upsilon, of course, being the omicron epsilon contraction. Off of clearly the present stem, since there's no eta sigma and there is no augmenting vowel right there for the aorist. So, accusative plural masculine, present, active participle. So we could translate this just as a normal participle. For also the Father seeks such ones, those worshipping, auton, omicron nu, for accusative, singular, masculine, object of the verb. Or we could change it into a relative clause, in which case we would have, for also the Father seeks such ones who worship him. Either way works, so I think I'm going to put down both translation. Those worshipping. Or such ones who worship. There we go. Now, last thing we need to do is go back to hora and see which makes most sense. Indefinite article, no article. But hour comes and now is, when the true worshippers worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For also the Father seeks such ones, those worshiping him. Or, but a hour comes, and now is, when the true worshippers will worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For also the Father seeks such ones, those worshiping him. I think an indefinite article would not be a stretch to put in here. It makes sense. And I don't remember it. Mind you, it has been 2.5, almost 3 months for me since I've recorded anything. I don't really remember what was going on before this. So I'm going to put in definite article brackets. And there we go. And I just realized that last video I didn't read through our final translation at the end. Oh well. I hope taking a look at this has been helpful for you, and I hope that you have a very good summer. Farewell.